Reflets d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, The Breaking News.
With South Africa's coronavirus infections having reached its peak, the country would lift a 4-month sales ban on alcohol and cigarettes starting on Tuesday, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced on Saturday. Ramaphosa, who said the country was now moving from level 3 to level 2 of the coronavirus lockdown restrictions, has also announced the lifting of the inter-regional passenger travel starting on Tuesday. In spite of the easing of the restrictions, the president urged South Africans to exercise extreme caution and take adequate measures to prevent the spread of the virus. Under Level 2, economic activity will be allowed with the necessary and appropriate stringent health protocols and safety precautions in place. He added that some restrictions would remain in place for now, including a ban on international travel and the nightly curfew between 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. 3 people were killed and 58 others arrested in Côte d'Ivoire during opposition demonstrations against a third-term bid for the presidency by President Alassane Ouattara in next October's elections. Spokesman for the National Police Chief Bleu Charlemagne told national television on Thursday. According to the spokesman of the National Police, speaking on behalf of the Ministry of Security and Civil Protection, there were a total of 58 people arrested, including 45 in Abidjan and 13 in the interior of the country, who will answer their actions before the competent courts. In Benoit, in southeastern Côte d'Ivoire, the demonstrations were particularly violent as demonstrators set fire to the police station and the gendarmerie brigade and ransacked the homes of law enforcement officers. In other towns, brigades were erected and tires were set on fire, preventing people from going about their businesses. In a message, Henri Konan Baidier, president of the Democratic Party of Côte d'Ivoire (PDCI), a former ally for the government, announced what he called a blind repression and brutal attacks on the organized marches. According to Mr. Baidier, Ouattara's third term is prohibited by Article 55 of the Constitution, which states that the President of the Republic is elected for a third term of 5 years, is eligible for re-election only once. The eligibility for the incumbent President, Alassane Ouattara, has sparked a political debate in recent weeks. While Ouattara's backers maintain that the 2016 Constitution establishes a third republic and resets the count to 0, the opposition are insisting on legislative continuity. Somali hotel, several dead and around many more wounded Sunday evening after a dangerous car suicide bomber exploded in the security gates of the Upstack Hotel open in the Little Beach area of Mogadishu, Somalia. It was a terrifying and chaotic episode of violence. According to Colonel Hamed Eden, a police officer, the attackers invaded the elite hotel, a new establishment popular among the young crowd of the capital city. Totally, those who have been killed or passed away in the accident, the attack were 16, 11 of them were Somali civilians and 5 of them terrorists. The other remain of 13 wounded or injured persons. The nation's security forces managed to subdue the situation after a nearly 5-hour siege who ended in the taking of lives of the 4 remains assailants. They were rebels hailing from the Islamic extremist groups Al-Shabaab, alias of Al-Qaeda, and had taken hostages of young men and women at dinner at the site. All hostages were rescued and evacuated. An ambulance worker and the Saint reported that at least 28 people had been wounded.
Reflets d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, The Breaking News.